Hey, brilliant people. This is Catherine and welcome to another video. And today we've got a special guest. She's Sharon Newman. She's a wonderful photographer. She took all the photos of me that you see in the banner of this channel. Of course, that's what we all need. Someone who actually helps us look brilliant so that we can share our brilliance. So welcome, Sharon.
Hi, Catherine. Thanks for having me.
Oh, well, wonderful that you're here. So Sharon, perhaps we could start with you just telling us a little bit about what you do.
Okay, so basically I've been running my own business for the last 13 years professionally as a photographer.
Yeah.
I work with real estate and architecture, builders, real estate agents, you name it, as well as I do professional portraiture. That can range from all different types of events through to commercial portraiture mainly. Yeah. So I do all the headshots as I did for you. Yeah. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, well, I love the photos that you took of me, so thank you for that.
I'm glad.
And of course, I'll put the links to your website down below so people can find you if they want, brilliant photos of themselves. So, wonderful. Yeah. So, and of course, though this channel is about intuition, and we talked a little bit about it, and you do use intuition in your photography. So, can you talk a little bit about that or share a little story?
Intuitively speaking, I wouldn't have a job if I didn't use it. Every time you walk into a house or anytime I'm working with someone, it kicks in. What I would define as intuition in my role would be a feeling of knowing you're going in the right direction and knowing when you've got the right shot. Yes, you can know it by looking at it and everything on the back of your camera, keep checking. That doesn't quite grasp what it feels like. You have to be there, and at that point in time when you're about to take a shot that is right, you know it before you've taken it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for me, intuition has got a lot to do with alignment. And of course, when you're taking photos, I mean, a lot of it is about alignment. It's about how you've lined up the shot and, the way the different shapes in the shot all line up. I mean, here I'm talking about as if I know about photography, and I don't really, but yeah, I mean, it's about alignment, and it's also about being able to express, your essence or your authenticity, and to be able to bring that through into your photography. That's a wonderful skill.
Yeah, I agree with you. It is a skill, and I think it's something that people can develop. It actually, I think what you're meaning too is that it's a part of your style. Like, people look at my photos, they know my photos.
Well, yes. So, I mean, that's, to me, intuition and authenticity aren't necessarily the same thing, but they're kind of like, first or second cousins or something, because they both come from that place where we need to find that internal alignment with ourselves. But then in order for other people to share it, we need to be able to express it in an external alignment. And
yes.
Of course, well, with photography, that's such a dramatic way of doing exactly that, because you've got to know the shot that you're looking for. But of course, with your camera, you've got to be able to find the way to line that up in the real world.
Yes. Oh, totally. Your camera actually becomes like, it's like a kid when they first start to learn something when you're using a camera. And after about 10 years or so, you start to know what you're doing.
Right. So that's kind of like that 10,000 hours to master a skill idea.
Yeah, you think you know earlier, like most kids do, But when you really make it into an art form, and that appendage, that extra appendage, which is your camera,
Yeah.
you can bring it into alignment with you, with how you're viewing something. That's it's tricky.
And I know that you use intuition not just in your photography though, because when I came to have the headshots done with you, you already had it all set up out in the garden. And when we were there, you actually said to me, well, we can have it here, or we can reset up over underneath this big beautiful tree that was in your garden. And I love trees, and normally I would have said, yeah, let's go underneath that tree. It's so beautiful. But something just, I guess my intuition said, no, we might just want to stay where we are. And clearly yours had said that too. And while we were in the middle of the photo shoot, the tree had this self-pruning moment where this enormous branch came crashing down, and well, I don't know if it would have hit you on the head, but I think it would have hit me on the head.
Could have come very, very close, yes.
So,
yeah.
So, the thing about intuition, of course, we use it in our work, but we use it in our life as well. So I don't know if you want to share with what it was that told you, no, don't set up underneath the tree that day.
Well, thinking back, like the day before, I'd actually checked out where we were going to do our photos, because you like to see where the light's like, and feel your way. That's when I'm using my intuition already in prep for you coming to see me. And I got under the tree, and it's got a gorgeous backlight, and everything felt fine. And when we were doing the photos, I looked down, and it was really harsh. It felt harsh. It was really harsh light, and I just thought, and I always do 2 different locations for a portrait shoot, so that we have a really, really different contrasty look.
Yeah.
And I thought, no, it just didn't feel right. So
So to me, that's actually having that, or like not just intuition, but conscious intuition, when you know that when you can feel it, whether it feels harsh or it's just not flowing. I mean, for me, when intuition, or when I've got things lined up best, it almost has this silky kind of delicious flow to it. And when it's just feeling kind of prickly, it's like, oh yeah, no, that's my intuition saying don't go there. And yeah, it's a good idea to pay attention to it, and obviously wasn't that day.
I know if I've ever gone against my intuition and I get this sort of sickly feeling, it will always go wrong.
Yeah.
If I really become like headstrong about something, it's not a good idea. So I listen.
Yeah. So, I mean, I like sharing with people, just little conversations like this, like how you can use intuition in a practical way, and obviously in business, and particularly if it's enabled you to be in business for 13 years. I mean, that's a real credit to you and your intuition. But of course, it's more than that. It's lining up all those moments in life, because it does make things work better.
Yes, totally. And that's where, like, if you're in a job that you don't like, or you just like I did, you always feel like Sorry?
I said, I think we've all done those.
Totally. That's why I thought I'd bring it up, because it's a common everyday occurrence for a lot of people. And your life is being, life sources, like it feels like it's being drained away.
Yeah.
And you're constantly fighting uphill just to even go to work. I don't know how many times I visited the doctor because I just didn't feel well or something. And it wasn't me on purpose trying to get out of work. I would have been happy to be happy at that job, but it just wasn't.
Yeah,
so
well,
I used my intuition to find my new path. Yeah, and it worked.
Yeah, well, so when things are out of alignment like that, it's just, as you said, it feels very harsh, and it's you're trying to do things over the top of some kind of internal conflict, and that takes a lot of energy.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Very draining.
Yeah.
Mm.
So before we go, I'd really love it if you have a little tip or trick that you use to be able to tap into your intuition that you'd be willing to share with us all, because that's how we all learn.
Mm. Breathe. Stop.
Breathe.
It's like a meditative state. You can't be like, if you really want to get into the zone of doing something, regardless of where you are at, if you want to tap into it, for me, that's what I do. I would absolutely stop and just block everything else out and myself out. So if I'm feeling nervous, I've got to just go push it down and just focus on your breathing, and then open your eyes basically and really start to feel where you are.
Yeah.
And it's being in tune again with your environment, with yourself.
Yeah. So, because of course, breathing is, it's a very, it's almost like that first level of meditation, and meditation is all about bringing yourself back to your own center. So that makes a lot of sense, because it would help you get that internal alignment that helps our intuition just, flow, and for us to recognize it. So is there a particular kind of breathing that you use, or is it just when you say breathe, do you mean like just focus on your breathing?
Just focus on your breathing. If you're hyperventilating, calm down.
Always good advice.
If you're feeling really stressed, just breathe deep. But you've got to go with what will calm you and put you in a good place.
Yeah, cool. Well, thank you so much, Sharon. That's really wonderful to hear. And as I said, I'll put the link down below to your website. So if people want to see all your wonderful intuitive photography, they can have a look. Of course, the photography that's on your website is more your portraiture and your landscape photography. It's not so much your real estate photography, I'm guessing.
Oh, that's there too, because predominantly that's what I use as a hub of my real estate agents and all the admin, everybody, and vendors. That's where they go.
Oh, I don't remember seeing that on your website, but I'll have to have a look. So that's great. So thank you again, and for sharing all your tips and your stories about intuition, and particularly that thing about breathing. That's really important. So thank you for being here tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. And so I hope you all learned something from that, and if nothing else, you learned to focus on your breathing and just chill down when, instead of panicking, because that's certainly, it's much easier for your intuition to work when that happens. So just keep doing that, and that of course will help you to remember to choose to be brilliant.